All right, so welcome back, everybody, to a chilly yet beautiful day. This is the first time, honestly, we've seen the sun in 5 days. It's been freezing cold, spitting rain, just nasty, nasty winter. Although I will say, it's finally felt like a real winter for once. And speaking of that, I woke up this morning well before daylight. Didn't set alarm or nothing, but just woke up. It's what I do. I said, you know what, I think I'm gonna go hunting. Weatherman said it was only supposed to be in the mid-30s this morning. Yeah, woke up, it was already in the 20s. Pipes were frozen, could not get water to the camper. Rushed around, panicked. Faucets frozen outside. I didn't cover nothing up last night. So, oh, and let me tell you something. There is nothing a woman loves more than already one, having to stay in a camper and then waking up with frozen pipes. Can't use the restroom, can't brush her teeth. So, yeah, I freaked. I was outside throwing pipes out, getting everything ready. Needless to say, I made it to the deer stand late. So thanks again, weatherman. You've been getting it all kinds of wrong this year. So there is one thing that goes along great with cold weather: fire, fire pits, fire rings. So today, that's what it's about. I've had a viewer that's been waiting for a couple very large fire rings, and I appreciate him waiting. I've been very, very busy. So we're gonna knock those out today. I should get a third kind of scrap fire ring out of this tank, and I think I'm gonna make myself one and go put it down by the wood rack. I'll show you about that later. I've actually got some plans for that to go into some of my compost too. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. Let's fire up the old tractor, get it warmed up, and go pick the tank up. We got some cutting to do. Listen to how much louder this tractor sounds when I crank it up on a cold morning. It does something with the timing to warm the engine up quicker. It gets really loud. All right, so the customer has requested two 12-inch fire rings, and I already forewarned him due to all this junk right here. Wasn't sure if I could get them, so he was fine with like a 12 and an 11. However, looking at it, 24 inches goes right into this first connection. I mean, very edge. So I think I can get him pretty close to having two 12s, grind this out. Should be fine. You can put that bottom little bit that'll be showing down in the dirt. That'll be the bottom side of it. So it looks like I can get him two 12s. Over here, I can get a 12 if I cut into this, or an 11. And then we'll be left with this old kind of junky center. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna go ahead and cut another fire ring that I could sell, or if I'm gonna make this my personal one and just put this old junky one with all the open holes down there. It's also got some pretty deep pitting too, but I don't know. We'll get cut here in a minute. I'll be left with one big one. That could wind up at the wood rack, or I may do me a nice one too. But first and foremost, let's get the customer what he asked for. Holy moly. I don't ever want to do 3 at one time again. Oh, that took forever. All right, so here they are, if you can see in the shade. There's one 12-inch one, two 12-inch one. I got a little cleaning up to do with, like I say, where that kind of welded in little bung went. Another 12-inch one, and then like a 14-inch center one that's got all the, you know, little junk ports and stuff in it over here. It needs some pretty good cleaning up too. This may be the one that I wind up keeping for myself to put down there at the wood rack and burn for junk. That'll leave me one more to clean up to sell. That's the last big fire ring that I'll have. All right, that was aggravating. I apologize. Apparently at some point in all that cutting, I slung a piece of metal out and cracked my lens protector, my brand new lens protector for my GoPro. Just put it on 2 days ago. Cracked it somehow. It had to have been some sparks flying off. I haven't taken it off. I hadn't dropped the camera. Like I said, it's 2 days old, so hopefully there wasn't much blurry. I won't know until I go back and edit it. But I don't want to throw the footage away unless it's horrible. So, dadgummit. So the reason that was aggravating, that was a lot of cut when you take 3 cuts all the way around. And I went through every single cutoff blade that I have, about $30 worth. So, holy man. The good news is, when I bought that DeWalt angle grinder, quick little story, it said it only took type 27 blades, which guess what, are hard to find. That's the ones that got at the dome center, and they're kind of expensive. So I've been buying those left and right. Finally, the other day, decided to buy just a flat cutoff blade, cutoff wheel, and put it on. What do you know, it works. It's very close to the shroud, no doubt, but it works. So all the reviews online were wrong to say that type 1 blades won't work on that at all. So I just got on Amazon and found a 25 pack of blades for 40 bucks, which is way, way cheaper, like half the price that I was paying for those type 27. So real happy about that. That'll make cutting in the future a whole lot cheaper. But I asked that cutoff wheel and grinder, whatever you want to call it, to do a lot today, no doubt. But now that I'm done, I'm done. I don't ever have to pull this out again and cut it. And I've got 4 fire rings out of the deal. So I guess 4 fire rings for $30 worth of, you know, cutoff wheels ain't bad. It looks like I'll cut that price in half once I get this big bulk pack in. All right, now I need to grind and clean up all the sharp edges. Some of those welded in bungs, I want to go ahead and grind and clean off some of those. So I'm going to grind for a minute, then you're going to see me hit it with the wire wheel, kind of knock some of the rust and a little bit of that galvanized coating off. But I can't hardly get it off. You've got to get it off by burning it. I was reading online, turns out muriatic acid, or what do they call that? Hydrochloric acid. It's got 2 names, muriatic and hydrochloric. Yeah, I think that's it. That'll let you take galvanized coating off great. So I drove all over town yesterday to every hardware store. Every one of them told me the same thing. Yeah, we carry it. We're just sold completely out. So I don't have a clue what's going on in the world right now, but everybody's buying up muriatic acid. I was going to go ahead and strip the galvanized coating off, but I just can't find any. And of course you can't get it shipped because it's a hazardous chemical. So I'm waiting on the stores to get it back in stock. I think that's going to be a quicker route, spray that on, instead of sandblasting and making a heck of a mess. But sandblasting is my second option. So the guy that's getting these didn't even know I was going to try to strip it anyways. Everybody knows that I'd just tell you to burn the coating off. So that's what he's going to have to do. So let me get these cleaned all up, and then we got to weld some handles on. All right, the last time I made handles for these fire rings, I made it out of rebar, and it's kind of hard to work with. I don't have a torch, I can't really bend it into shape, so I had to cut it, weld it back together, and I wasn't 100% happy with the way it looked. So I've got a pile of this 1-inch flat bar. I think I'm going to try to make me some handles out of this, so let's see how this works out. Alright, I figure I better show these off before we wind up losing light here. But that was a good day's work right there. Of course, a little over half a day. So, I have 3 12-inch fire rings. 2 of these, like I said, are already taken. Customer wants them. And I went ahead and made another one while I was here today. Why not? I really do like the new handles that I made. It's going to make lifting these rings up real nice and easy. If you want to, you know, scoop your ash out and haul it off. This old junky one over here, I went ahead and, you know, ground the top down so it didn't have burrs and wasn't going to hurt me. You can see that's the one that's got all the bungs welded in, so it's a little bit bigger, 14-inch. I think this is the one that I'm going to haul down to the wood rack. And when I'm down there kind of doing a half day or full day of splitting, and if it's cold and I want to fire, I can light this up. And I'm all the time having trash and, you know, little half splits and just junk that you wind up accumulating whenever you split wood. I'll just go out here and burn it in this, and then once the ash cools off, scoop it, put it right in my compost pile, and add some nutrients to that as well. So that's why I don't really care about how this one looks. It can just rust away down there. So these are nice. I did get 3 12-footers out of it. Had to cut through a couple bungs, but they're on the bottom. You don't even see them. Should work out real well. And once again, I know a lot of y'all seen these. This is the last of these tanks, 3/8 of an inch thick. I have been trying to find some more this size, and I have not been successful. So I've got one left. You better get it while you can, because I'm even thinking about keeping it. One thing that was a bit disappointing, I noticed while I was welding, I was hearing a little bit of popping, but I didn't know why. You can see I've got a little bit of bad weld there, because just found out my gauges have already quit working. So this is my shielding gas. This is what's supposed to keep all that from being porous. And look at this right here. It's clicking and popping. It's not letting gas out smooth. I've only used this set of gauges 3 times. So come on, Hobart, or Miller I should say, put a better set of gauges in your kit. 3 times and already no good. It shouldn't be clicking and popping like that. I noticed when I was running the gun there at the end, I could hear this back there chattering. It's not letting a good even flow of gas out. So now I've got to get online and buy me a new set of gauges. So away it goes. All right, well, as you can see, I'm losing daylight fast. I've got to wrap this video up. I'm filthy, got a lot of cleanup to do. And I need to get a hold of the customer and let him know I've got his fire rings ready. Got to figure out how to get them to him. He lives about an hour south of me. So you'll see my new fire ring, my rusty old fire ring down there. Whenever I do my next splitting video, we may go ahead and light it up and burn some debris and trash that I have down there. But you'll pretty much always see that in the background. And this one could wind up going up to our house, or one of y'all might wind up with it. Who knows? So thank y'all so much for watching. Figured I'd do a little break in all this firewood videos. The weather is finally starting to warm up a little. Of course, I say that, I think we have another little cold front moving through tomorrow. But we're going to try to get on that storm shelter ASAP. I have a lot of painting to do, and the days have not been good other than today. And I had already done set it aside to get this guy his fire pit, or fire rings, I should say. So thank y'all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy these little build videos, because there'll be plenty more of these coming down the road.